Part 1. The Birth of a Dutch Trading Giant.
Hey everyone, ever wonder where the idea of a company really started? Get ready, because today we're diving into the incredible story of the world's first true multinational corporation. The VOC, or Dutch East India Company. Picture this. Early 17th century, the Dutch, a small but ambitious nation, were hungry for something exotic spices from Asia. But the journey was long, dangerous, and incredibly expensive. This led to fierce competition among individual merchants, each trying to grab a piece of the lucrative pie. It was a chaotic free-for-all. Then, in 1602, something revolutionary happened. These competing merchants decided to unite, creating the VOC. This wasn't just another trading venture. It was a groundbreaking entity with powers usually reserved for states. It could wage war, sign treaties, and even mint its own coins. The VOC quickly soared, becoming a symbol of unprecedented economic might and, yes, a powerful colonial force that reshaped global trade forever. Pretty wild, right? A true pioneer. If you found this slice of history fascinating, hit that like button. Subscribe for more incredible stories, and let me know in the comments what other historical giants you want to explore. Thanks for watching.
Part 2. Spices, Blood, and Power.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a story that literally changed the world. But it's not for the faint of heart. We're talking about the VOC, the Dutch East India Company, often called the world's very first public company. But this isn't just about business. It's a tale woven with spices, ambition, and an undeniable thirst for power. Imagine a time when spices weren't just flavor enhancers, but the ultimate luxury, worth more than silver or even gems. Cloves, nutmeg, mace. These weren't common pantry staples. They were exotic treasures that fueled entire economies and dreams of immense wealth. Europe was desperate for them, and whoever controlled the spice trade held immense power. And that's where the VOC stepped in, ready to claim it all. The initial goal was simple: secure these incredibly valuable spices directly from their source. But as you can imagine, it quickly became far more complex. The VOC wasn't just a trading company. It was a juggernaut with its own army and navy to control the most lucrative spice routes and production islands. They didn't just negotiate, they waged wars. They confronted rival European powers. But more significantly, they faced and ultimately conquered Eastern kingdoms that had thrived for centuries. This wasn't a slow progression. It was an aggressive expansion. Their economic ambition to dominate the spice market swiftly transformed into military and political dominance. They established fortified trading posts, negotiated treaties, often under duress, and eventually outright colonized territories. The VOC essentially created a global empire, funded by private investors and driven by the insatiable demand for these precious spices. They were pioneers in combining commerce with sovereign-like power, a model that would sadly be replicated by others. It's a stark reminder of how economic opportunity, when unchecked, can lead to incredible displays of power and conflict. The story of the VOC is a complex tapestry of innovation, unparalleled success, but also significant human costs and transformation of global landscapes. It truly reshaped the world we know today, leaving a legacy that's still debated and discussed. What do you think about the VOC's impact? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this historical deep dive fascinating, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with your history buff friends, and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories from the past. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Part 3. 1602. The Financial Revolution begins.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a moment that truly changed the world of finance forever. You know, when we think about big companies today, with their stocks and shares, it all feels pretty normal, right? But what if I told you there was a time before all that? A time before public company was even a concept? Well, get ready, because we'll be talking about the incredible story of the VOC, the world's very first public company. Now, the year is 1602. Imagine this. The bustling ports of the Netherlands, ships coming and going, trade booming. But something monumental was about to happen. something that would spark a financial revolution. Up until then, if you wanted to fund a big venture, like a massive trading expedition across the oceans, it was usually a king or a few wealthy merchants, putting all their eggs in one basket. Super risky, right? If the ship sank, or trade went south, they lost everything. But in 1602, the Dutch government had a brilliant idea for the VOC, the Dutch East India Company. They decided, why put all the risk on just a few? Let's spread it out. And with that, they allowed the VOC to do something unprecedented. Sell shares to the public. This was absolutely groundbreaking. For the very first time in history, ordinary people, not just the super rich, could invest in a company's future. You could buy a small piece of this grand, adventurous enterprise, sharing in both the potential profits and the risks. Think about it. This wasn't just about making money. It was about democratizing investment. It gave more people a stake in global trade and allowed the VOC to raise an enormous amount of capital, far more than any private venture could. This influx of money fueled their ambitious voyage, built their incredible fleet, and established their trading posts across Asia. It was a game changer that propelled the Dutch Golden Age and set the stage for modern capitalism as we know it. From these humble beginnings, the idea of publicly traded companies blossomed, paving the way for every major corporation we see today. So, the next time you hear about a company going public or see stock market updates, remember the VOC. In that pivotal year, 1602. It wasn't just a business move. It was a fundamental shift in how the world economy would operate. Pretty wild, huh? I hope you enjoyed this quick journey back in time. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history and finance. Your support helps this channel grow, and we love having you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Part 4. The world's first shares.
Upbeat, engaging music starts and fades slightly into the background. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that completely revolutionized how the world thinks about money, business, and power. We're talking about the birth of the stock market, and it all started with one company, the Dutch East India Company, or the Imagine this. It's the early 1600s. The spice trade is the most lucrative business on the planet, promising unimaginable riches. But there's a huge problem. Sending a ship halfway around the world to the Spice Islands is incredibly expensive and insanely risky. Storms, pirates, a single voyage could bankrupt even the wealthiest merchant. The Dutch needed a better way to fund these epic journeys and spread the risk. Their solution was nothing short of genius. In 1602, the VOC did something that had never been done before. They invited the public to invest. For the first time in history, you didn't have to be a king or a nobleman to own a piece of a global trading empire. Ordinary people, bakers, blacksmiths, tailors, anyone with a bit of savings could walk into the VOC office in Amsterdam and buy a share. This piece of paper, this share, represented a tiny slice of the company's ownership. If the VOC's voyages were successful and they returned with ships laden with nutmeg, cloves, and pepper, the value of that share would skyrocket, and the investors would get a cut of the profits, called dividends. If a ship sank, the loss was shared among thousands of investors, so no single person was wiped out. This simple idea was a game changer. It created the world's first ever stock exchange. People started buying and selling these shares from each other, their value rising and falling based on news, rumors, and the success of the company's fleets. It was the birth of speculative trading as we know it. This innovation unleashed a massive wave of capital. The VOC was able to build an astonishing fleet of nearly 5,000 ships, establish trading posts across Asia, and essentially monopolized the global spice trade for decades. It became the most valuable company in history, at its peak worth more than many of today's tech giants combined. The concept of issuing shares to the public forever changed our relationship with wealth. It separated ownership from management and allowed for the accumulation of capital on a scale never before seen. This model laid the foundation for modern capitalism and is the very system that powers the global economy today. Every time you hear about the Dow Jones or the Nasdaq, remember it all started here, with a quest for spice and the revolutionary idea to let everyone in on the adventure. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time interesting, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. See you in the next video.
Part 5. Dividends and Early Investors.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series on the VOC, the world's first public company. In our last episode, we explored how the VOC's innovative structure allowed it to raise massive amounts of capital. But what happened to the people who invested their hard-earned money? How did they see a return on their investment? This brings us to one of the most revolutionary financial concepts born from the VOC, the dividend. Imagine this. You've bought a share in the VOC. You're not just a lender. You're a part owner of this colossal enterprise. Now, when the company's ships return, laden with exotic spices, silks, and porcelain from Asia, the profits don't just sit in a vault. The VOC decided to distribute a portion of these profits back to its shareholders. This regular payout was called a dividend. It was a groundbreaking idea. For the first time, ordinary citizens could earn passive income simply by owning a piece of a successful company. They didn't have to sail the dangerous seas or haggle in distant markets. Their money was working for them. This system gave birth to a new kind of person, the modern investor before the buck. Investing was largely reserved for the ultra-wealthy, or was tied to specific short-term voice. But now, anyone from a wealthy merchant to a humble artisan could buy a share and hold it for the long term, collecting dividends along the way. People started to analyze the company's performance, speculate on future profits, and trade their shares, creating a dynamic secondary market. They weren't just funding a single trip. They were investing in the ongoing success and growth of a global corporation. This wasn't a one-time payment. The VOC paid dividends for nearly 200 years, sometimes in cash, and other times in valuable goods like spices. This reliability made VOC shares an incredibly attractive asset. It created a culture of investment that had never existed before. People began to see stocks not just as a risky gamble, but as a legitimate way to build and preserve wealth for future generations. The quiet canals of Amsterdam became the birthplace of global investing, a system where capital could flow from thousands of individuals into a single, powerful enterprise, and the profits would flow right back to them. The age of the shareholder had truly begun. Thank you so much for joining me on this financial history journey. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next episode. See you, Tin.